Okay, this is problem number 46 on page 386. On the top we have the square root of x to the fourth y, and on the bottom we have the fourth root of x squared y to the eighth. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I can't divide inside radical to inside radical because my indexes are different. This one has an index of 2, this one has an index of 4. So the next thing that I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to simplify. So I'm going to break this up into the square root of x to the fourth and the square root of y over the fourth root of x squared and the fourth root of y to the eighth. Okay? On the top, the square root of x to the fourth is x squared. Square root of y I can't do anything with. And on the bottom here I can't do anything with the x's, so this will say the fourth root of x squared, and this will be the fourth root of y to the eighth is going to be y squared. So what I have here is I have x to the second square root of y, and then on the bottom I have y squared, the fourth root of x squared. Now this may be a little bit easier to see if I write this as a fractional exponent, especially on the denominator, but I'll go ahead and do the top here also. So this will be x squared and then y to the 1/2 power. And the bottom will be y squared and then x to the 2/4 power. Okay. Remember the index, the 4 is on the bottom because that's the index, the 2 is on the top because that's your power. What's nice about this is that we notice that on the bottom, I'm just going to rewrite the top, but we notice that on the bottom here, this 2/4 power is going to become x to the 1/2 power. So really what I have here is, if I put it back in terms of a radical, I have x squared square root of y, and I have y squared square root of x. And if this is much easier to simplify, because my rule is I cannot have a radical in the denominator of a fraction. So I'm going to multiply top and bottom by the square root of x to get rid of the square root of x. So this cancels this out and gives me y squared of x on the bottom. Multiplying inside times inside gives me x squared square root of xy. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to rewrite it. Right now I have x squared square root of xy, and then I have y squared x on the bottom. I now notice that I have like terms here on top and bottom will reduce. I have an x squared on top and an x on the bottom. One will cancel out with one of these and leave me an x on the top. So my final answer is going to be x square root of xy over y squared. And that's my final answer.